Hey guys, it's Ron again. I don't know what's really gotten into me. I've just kind of I guess, missed doing YouTube stuff, so welcome back to a deck profile, yippee! It's like 6:30 in the morning where I am, so I'm trying not to be too super loud so as not to wake people. And also, please be forgiving if my little cat comes over and joins the deck profile. I have two of them, one is there and the other is over that way. So if they choose to join, hopefully they don't eat my cards. They're not big on eating my cards, so I wouldn't anyway. So today's deck profile, you can see in the reflection of this, my scuffed setup is set up on top of the other Stoicheia Nation Vault box, but today's deck profile is going to be a Stoicheia deck, actually in the form of Lianorn. Specifically the Lianorn Masques build, because I enjoy it more than normal Lianorn, and yes, I do keep my SP Gridora and Zoa in here, as well as I have some rollers and a normal dice. Love these boxes. I wish they would make one that fits a premium deck so much, because that would be so nice, but this is where we're at now. So, moving right on to the deck profile. First and foremost, plant tokens. You don't always need 5, but you do need the Urara sleeves. So, if you get tokens, just make sure you have them. Oh, bye-bye. I like to have 5 just in case the rare scenario comes up where you do end up with a crap load of plant tokens. Dragon Tree markers, you don't need 5, but yet again, you do need the Urara sleeves. It's very important. If you don't have them, you're actually just throwing. I don't plan on getting a ton of Dragon Trees, or markers rather, specifically, so I actually don't bother, I guess. Moving right on to the ride line, actually, we are running, yet again, Urara sleeves. Like I said, if you do not have these, throwing. Game over. You've already lost. So for grade 0, we're actually, of course, running the Hollow Rotowa starter. One Rotopon if you're going second. Okay, my cat is going at the tower. If you went second, draw a card. Of course, that includes the entire Rotowa package. When you ride upon the grade 0, plant token. When you ride on the grade 2, retire 2 plant tokens, kind of stuff, you know. So the Rotowa package is just so good as a ride line. At this point, you might be thinking, well, does that include the Rotowa grade 3? If you're thinking that, no. Why are you thinking that? Why would I? It's a Lianorn deck. You need Lianorn. So of course, you've got your main boss unit, your first main boss unit, your second main boss unit comes in later, but Lianorn, yeah, baby. It's just really good to have as your first Vanguard when you ride up, get that extra drive check, massive swing, all that stuff. Then, getting into the rest of the deck profile, of course, for Lianorn Masques, her ability being also just as good. Instead of swinging and restanding back row rear guards, you swing and you restand any rear guard. So, the way I've been playing this deck immediately feels to me like you need to rush down really hard, kind of like you had to with early Zorga builds. Except you don't have crits on your rear guards, you just have big power. Oh, also, yeah, more stoic handling. Love this stuff. So, it can only be placed when ridden from a grade 3 with Lianorn, its card name, and then you can remove the other Lianorn from game. So you would like to be soul blasting this out of your soul once you're on Lianorn Masques, and then removing this from your drop zone for this card's ability. I would like to kind of run more Lianorns, but it's hard to find the deck space when you're trying to hit big numbers and kill quickly, so. Then, end of battle, you can restand any 2 units only if you boosted with 3. I think in a Gandiva / board wipe meta, this Lianorn is better. So if you're playing for a meta call, definitely do build normal Lianorn. But I think right now I enjoy Lianorn Masques more, probably just because it just came out. Up next, we're running 3 Inlet Pulse. Inlet Pulse is ridiculously good. I mean, quite literally, your Vanguard says you can get 4 attacks every turn, minimum. So, comes in like way more handy. Another thing, this deck relies heavily on Persona writing, so we are running Gratias Gradale at a 1-of because, first and foremost, it's the only Regalis piece we have yet in English. Wow, focus, hello. But secondly, it activates Persona Ride, so getting that one extra copy of Persona Ride is very important to me. Next, we're running 2 Masques of Hydrogram. This is a card that I've been playing around with having a 3rd copy of. It's pretty important to have, but I don't know. I've felt comfortable with the 2. It gets you your Lianorn Masque on top of your other Lianorn, your normal Lianorn, with a Persona Ride. So it's good stuff. And then wrapping it up for the grade 3s, this is going to sound like, or seem like, I guess, a really weird thing to run, and it is. It is the weirdest thing I run in this deck. We're actually still running Resonance Dragon at a 2-of. Now, you might be thinking, why? Actually, because just this first ability, if your unit's boosted a total of 3 or more times this turn, power plus 5k. So, let's say you ride up, you have your Inlet Pulse and your Lianorn. You can swing 23k, 23k, or you stand. If you hit triggers, you put them all over here, and this bad boy himself is already 28k. If he's on a Dragon Tree marker, he then hits 33k without the power of any triggers. And like I said, we're trying to hit hard and fast, so if you hit triggers, all the better, right? Getting into the grade 2s, this is one of the cards where I've been thinking about putting it up to 4, but I just haven't because, like I said, I'm hitting hard and fast, and 10k grade 2s just don't really cut it. So, Ewelleth, Counterblast, Soul Blast, search for a Masque, and create a Dragon Tree marker. Good stuff. I mean, yeah. Another card that I wanted to run it for, but it doesn't do anything if I'm not on Persona Ride. That's another thing Resonance Dragon does that this boy doesn't. When I'm not on Persona Ride, it will still go up to 18, so this bad boy, if you Persona Order during this turn, Tideline Dragon. Soul Blast 1, choose one of your other units, and that unit and this unit get power plus 10k until end of turn. It is ridiculously good. I've had turns where I have both of them on board, and so I just power plus 20k, power plus 20k. I've Persona ridden, so they've both got power plus 30k. One of them's on a Dragon Tree marker, so it's got 35k. And yeah, it's just good stuff. So big numbers, hit hard, hit fast, like I said. Getting into the grade 1s, we're running 3 of the Planar Prevent Dragon. I actually just prefer the art of this bad boy more. I don't know why, but I mean, maybe because I've had it for longer than the other Perfect Guard. Then 1 Elementaria Sanctitude. Of course, if you're not running this, I can understand. It's like $24 for 1 Perfect Guard that only comes up like against Chronojet. You know, it is what it is. 3 Diantha, actually. Free calling from drop zone for your Inlet Pulses, your Tideline Dragons. It's not free, it costs a Counterblast, which is a pretty decent cost. But then on top of that, continuous during your turn if you have 2 or more grade 1 or less rear guards, power plus 5k. And also, she's very pretty. So it's a 13k if you really need, as well as it is drop zone recurrence. Then we're also running Amelia. She's adorable. I love her hair. On top of that, she's a countercharger. And on top of that, crazy enough, she's also a 13k booster, or attacker, depending on what you need at the time. So if you've got a Persona Ride and you've got a back row full, you can call her to the front row on top of a Dragon Tree marker. She's a 28k. Again, that is 20k shield. Good stuff. And lastly, wrapping up the grade 1s, we have this Burrow Mushrooms. Just put to soul, create 2 plant tokens. I mean, it's nothing ridiculous. It's just kind of like one of the better things that you need in life, I guess. It sounds dumb, but that's just how I like to play Vanguard, you know. Free soul charge plus free plant tokens, all for the cost of putting a card to your soul, I guess, is just good, right? Then we get into our triggers. Fronts, like I said, I want to hit hard and fast. These are 20k shields, they're really good. I like draw triggers, I really do. I've always liked them in Lianorn because you want to be rebuilding a field every turn, but fronts in this deck are way better because, excuse me, like I said, you're hitting hard, you're hitting fast. You hit a front trigger and your numbers are, well, not harder, bigger. This is another thing, it's kind of like unfast kind of thing. I'm running 2 normal heal triggers, and yes, I do love this one. This art is so adorable. But then we're also running 2 Hedgehog, because Gandiva is meta, Ava is still really popular, Zorga is super popular, and those 3 decks get crits. So, you know, I don't want to die to crits. But speaking of crits, yeah, 4 of this crit, 3 of this crit, if you couldn't tell by the fact that I have 4 fronts. And then the last card that you absolutely must have, otherwise, yet again, you are throwing Lunar New Year of the Rabbit 2023 Urara Special Overtrigger. I wish it was a Blessed Favor copy, because I think Blessed Favor is a better overtrigger, like no offense to the Cray Elemental one, but it has come up really well where my power over here is 100 million, power over here is 100 million. I didn't have any like additional crits or anything, but I did, as a matter of fact, have just a lot of power, so they had to take 2 damage. Good stuff. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for the Lianorn Masques deck profile. I absolutely love her. Both of them are really cute, both of them are really fun. I enjoy both deck builds, and I'm excited to see what the newest Lianorn will say, what she'll do. I'm hoping it's kind of a copy of the 2 where you get the multi-attack, but you also get the drive checks. I think that'd be really cool, but I also think it would be nice for it to do something completely different, so that way you've got 3 different builds. You've got the drive check build, you've got the multi-attack build, and then you've got the 3rd build. Not that I could have any idea as to what a 3rd build would do, but that's all I have to say. Other than that, please definitely check me out on Twitter. I post a lot of bug stuff. Eventually this deck will be getting updated with bugs, because the Blitz order stuff is so good and has actual really good power buffing. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.